Hello, so today we're going to be talking about antiderivatives, which is in section 4.1 of the textbook, and basically antiderivatives are working backwards from finding derivatives. So another way we could write it is capital F prime of x is equal to f of x. So if this was the original function, you could work backwards and find the antiderivative of that, which would be the antiderivative capital F. So this is the formal way to write it. Y equals, and then this is an integrand right here, this little S looking thing. And that's what makes this also called a indefinite integral, because we don't know what this antiderivative is between, or like what the domain is. So yeah, this is also called an indefinite interval. But later on we'll be learning about definite integrals. Okay, and then f of x is the original function that we're going to find the antiderivative of, and d of x is the variable of integration. And so equals the antiderivative plus c. Now c is the constant. So let's say we take a derivative of a constant, let's say 2. The antiderivative of 2, okay, what could have been before that? Well, that doesn't that's just 0. So plus c doesn't really matter, but just in case, like, we put it at the end. And then so let's start easy. So a y prime is equal to 2. Okay, so we're trying to find what so we're trying to find a function that's derivative is 2. Okay, so let's work backwards. So how do we get this number? Okay, so let's think, so with the power rule, let's say it's x squared is the original function. Now, if we want to take the derivative of that, you bring this over and subtract 1 from here. So it's 2x to the 1. But now, if it's just 2 in the front, we know that it was multiplied, this was the coefficient and it was multiplied by 1. So we could take so y would just be 2x, because the exponent right here, let's say it's 1, right? So if we're checking our work here, so if you multiply this by 1, you get 2, and then this cancels because it's x to the 0, which is 1, so you get your derivative as 2. So you see how we're working backwards to get our antiderivative. And then here, we're going to rewrite this. So right now it's 1 over x cubed, which can be rewritten as x to the negative 3. Okay, so we're going to, dx. So this is another way to write antiderivative whenever you see this little s.